broads.
I'm Danielle.
And I'm Susan. We are two broads that love board games.
Today we're going to take you on a little journey.
We hope you don't get seasick. Shall we look at what's on board today? Regatta or regatta? I don't know.
It sounds better. It's a regatta.
Regatta! It's a pasta.
It's sort of like, I'm thinking like ricotta cheese.
Ooh.
But regatta.
Oh, now I'm thinking about ricotta cheese.
A lasagna would be nice.
Lasagna would be nice. This is a weird, this is one of those finds that was like, what on earth am I looking at? It has a snap.
It does have a
plastic
snap. It
reminds me of water wings. I don't know why.
Ooh.
Laminated.
It's a plastic sleeve with a box inside.
What is this from? Maybe it's in the book. This is our oldest one yet. It's 1970.
Taking another step back in time.
It's by the 3M, Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing Company.
I wonder how a mining company got into board games.
I have no idea. This is almost like a modern day linen finish, but it's just, feel that, it's like a pibbly. Yeah. I wonder if it's like, so you can play it near water. I wonder if it was like fortified a bit. Oh, fun and games from 3M. 3M Minnesota.
Is this an advertising slip?
Oof, this gentleman is very serious. He's like, games you say? Intriguing 3M bookshelf games.
What are bookshelf games?
You know, games for your bookshelf.
Ah, a new use for bookshelves.
Intriguing 3M bookshelf games appeal to thinking adults and alert youngsters. Adults are fascinated by the vast amount of strategic skill and mental dexterity they may employ in playing the games. Children use the basic principles of play to enjoy the games at an easier strategy level. Bookshelf games, packaged in an attractive leather-like slipcase.
I wouldn't
Have
go
they seen leather?
that far, but
Or
is this? I mean, this is plastic, but it has more of a leathery finish.
This is a stretch. They make a handsome set of volumes for any bookshelf. Was this like a whole series? Oh my gosh, this booklet is numbered. This is excessive. Oh boy.
My gosh.
Wow.
Acquire. I feel
Do
like.
we have a new quest in life?
I feel like Acquire is downstairs.
Is it the bookshelf game? Foil! Feudal! They loved F's. Faxon 5. Not to be confused with the Jackson 5. This is fantastic. Action-packed. Oh, there's a new category. Action-packed 3M sports games.
I think this is a sports game. It is.
Oh, it is
3M
a sports
brand.
game. Is it action-packed?
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay. Each attractive vinyl-covered fold and snap caseboard opens to reveal a full-colored playing board. Phew! For a second I was like, did they have leather in the 70s?
I feel like it's sort of like Battleship, judging by this.
Thinking Man's Golf.
Oh, not for women.
No.
Another one, not for women.
Not for women. We are breaking so many rules by even doing this.
I guess this is the board. General information about sailing.
Oh no.
Good skippers use the language of sailing properly and understand wind conditions affecting their boats. Since the novice skipper needs to have some knowledge of these terms and conditions, the following brief explanation is included. Sailboats may move in any direction except directly into the wind. Sailing directly with the wind is termed running, while sailing across the wind is beam reaching.
I don't want to learn actual things.
I think we may have to. I feel like they're going to refer to
Do I have to shout what I'm doing? I'm beaming!
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh no.
Sailboats perform very well on a broad reach, a course midway, beam reach, and running.
We can do this.
I'm gonna skip this part and see if we
Are you a skipper?
I'm a skipper. There's a glossary, a nautical glossary. Equipment that we need.
Okay.
1 wind indicator island. Okay. 1 committee boat.
I mean, there's boats. Which one?
I think the white one is a boat, and the red ones are the 3 course marks.
Oh, how? Just feel that. It's like a heavy metal.
Wow.
All headbanging on that boat.
Metal pieces.
Cool.
Mining.
Mining. There you go. And also you could play it out on a boat and it's not going to blow away.
We need 6 yachts.
Who doesn't? Oh, they got a little lilt. This is more realism than you needed for game pieces.
Don't sail directly into the wind.
Don't do it.
3 course marks. 1 die. 12 puff cards.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How?
Only 1 broad was hurt in the making of this video.
6, 7, 8. I'm not getting blood on them. That's good. 9, 10.
It's supposed to be 12.
Well,
There's supposed to be 6 spinnaker.
there
cards?
are 6 spinnaker.
Oh.
Oh. Look! Why?
9, 10, 11, 12.
Here we
Good. Setup.
Are we just opening another game from the early 70s? We need to have like a viewer warning. Warning, we may be ruining history.
Well, I mean, it was already open.
It was.
The cards just weren't split.
Yeah.
Setup. The wind indicator island and course marks may be positioned anywhere on the board. Generally speaking, a triangular course is the one most often used. We'll do it the way that they're suggesting.
I feel like you'd have to be so into boats
Yeah.
to be like, yes. It's very cute.
Do you have to like... God. I'm gonna wing.
Holy.
I'm gonna wing it. I'm not going to count. But these should line up. I guess that makes a triangle. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. The start-finish line is marked by placing the committee boat and one of the course marks 2 spaces apart for each boat in the race. I would say that's 2 boats because we're 2 players.
So 4 spaces?
Yes.
Yes. That's the finish line?
Start and finish.
Start and finish. Bloop, it's a circuit. Cool.
Do you think it's 4 spaces apart like this or 4 there?
I feel like 4 spaces.
Okay.
Yeah.
The wind indicator set on the island base should be positioned so that the wind direction arrow, which indicates the direction in which the wind is blowing,
Whew. That's the first straightforward thing.
points exactly opposite to the starting direction. Yeah.
Okay.
Yacht races begin with a windward leg.
I don't need this information in my life.
Windward is toward the wind, opposed to leeward. And leeward is away from the wind.
Would be like in the direction of the wind.
Order of play is determined by rolling a dice. The first player to roll a 3 is first.
Oh, good. I'm first.
The player to his left is second. In turn, each player selects a yacht and positions it behind the starting line on any space.
Like that? My Tamagotchi needs me. He's sleeping. Oh my gosh.
This would be behind the yacht.
So this is the starting line? So are we like any
I guess,
space? Yeah. We go through the spaces?
Go through, these are spaces. So the X's are spaces and the spaces aren't spaces.
I don't want to be here. If the X's are the spaces, then this should be over here because it needs to have 4 spaces in between it.
See,
silly me for thinking that spaces are spaces.
Logs are cars and cars are logs. He chooses except one which could blanket. Blanketing, taking the wind out of the sails of another boat by moving forward.
Taking the wind out of my sails. Having to learn things.
I'm okay with learning things if the things make sense. You couldn't be in front of me, basically. If you were in front of me, you could take the wind out of my sails. Players each receive 1 spinnaker card and 2 puff cards.
Just for those at home. 2 spinnakers?
1 spinnaker and 2 puffs.
I'm already not listening.
Play. The object of the game is to be the skipper of the yacht. that crosses the finish line first. While maneuvering their yachts around the course, players must keep in mind the differences between rounds, turns, legs, and spaces.
Why does this exist?
Let me tell you why. Each round consists of 1 turn per player.
Oh, okay, sure.
Each player's turn consists of 1 or more legs as determined by the dice. Each leg is a movement in a straight line which consists of 1, 2, or 3 spaces.
Okay.
Each space is designated by a plus on the playboard. I'm sorry. I'm just reading the rules. Every round starts with a roll of the die to determine the number of legs per turn for all players.
Okay.
The numbers 1, 2, and 3 on the die indicate that the round is to be 1, 2, or 3 legs. For the first round, the first player rolls the die. He continues to roll the die for each successive round until he rolls the letter S, which indicates a wind shift. The letter S on a die indicates a wind shift. When a red S appears, the wind indicator is moved counterclockwise 45 degrees, a 1 position change. When the green S appears, the indicator is moved counterclockwise. The player who rolled the S gives the die to the next player who rolls it to determine the number of legs for the coming round. This player becomes the first player for succeeding rounds. When S appears again, the procedure is repeated. Rounds 1 and 2 are like the warning and preparatory signal stages.
Who did this?
In an official race. During the pre-start period, skippers maneuver their yachts as close to the starting line as possible. A player may not be on or across the starting line before round 3.
What? How are we supposed to not cross the... They told us to start right there. Do we just go ee oh ah no?
I guess we could go like...
Why would you do that?
I don't know, because that's the rules, I guess.
Can you like bump into another boat and like attack them like pirates?
I hope so. A player not be on or across the starting line before round 3. Boats jumping the gun.
There's guns?
No definition for this, so I guess it just means prematurely crossing the start line.
For 1 sec. I'm just gonna look at these suggested courses. See if this clarifies
This
anything.
is the one we're doing. No, it's all very confusing.
Just like fiddle around. And why would you just fiddle around with it trying to cross the thingy? Make sandwiches and get a suntan on the deck.
Yep.
Until round 3.
Yes. Boats jumping the gun must return and recross the line. That was play. We're now on to basic rules. Players may not move onto or through an occupied space.
Okay.
All legs and turns must be complete. No leg may be retraced within the same turn. Players must take their turns when possible, even though the possibilities may be
disadvantageous. That's a word we don't need anymore.
disadvantageous.
It's been seen since the 70s.
A player must give up his entire turn if because of obstacles he cannot complete it. A player may luff for 1, but only 1 leg per turn. Luffing is sailing very close to or dead into the wind, so air will spill from the sails.
That's the sound that my dog makes when you like don't bark.
Sorry for offending any boat lovers.
Yeah, boats are cool.
Legs. Each leg is a straight line and varies in length according to its
It's like real legs.
According to its direction with respect to the wind. The number of spaces for each leg, as shown on the wind indicator, is as follows. Direction with respect to wind. Broad reaching is 3 spaces.
Broad reach. 3.
Beam
So
reaching
clear.
or running, 2. Beating, 1. Luffing, looping. I feel like people are going to come on here and
Maybe like,
tell us
well, actually, like, feel free.
0. You get nothing for...
Nothing for nothing.
Use of a spinnaker card adds 1 space to a running or broad-reaching leg.
Oh my god.
Turns. Each turn consists of 1, 2, or 3 legs as determined by the die. When number 1 is rolled, all players move their boats 1 leg in any direction except luffing. For example, 2 spaces running or 3 spaces broad-reaching.
Going backwards to start.
I think so.
That might make, okay, that's why we don't cross the line until the 3rd round.
Hear me out. Turns. Each turn consists of 1, 2, or 3 legs as determined by the dice. So you roll the dice. When number 1 is rolled, all players move their boats 1 leg in any direction except for luffing. Example, 2 spaces running or 3 spaces
So you
broad
can't go forwards is luffing. So you have to go, running is that way. Broad reach is diagonally backward. What are the numbers on the dial? That's the number of spaces you can go.
Is how many legs there are. Yes.
Yes. How many times you get to move.
Yes. And then the dial is determined by wind shifts. So when an S happens?
This happens.
S does happen.
S does happen.
It's happening now. I guess we go the same way until a wind shift happens. And then it turns 45 degrees. When the number 2 is rolled, they may move 2 legs in one direction or 1 leg in one direction.
You can go, I think, like, running would be 2. So you could go 2 running and 3 broad reach. You get to go twice. So you can do 2 of one thing or 1 that, 1 that. Logs and cars.
For example, oh look, if I had have just waited.
Watch, it's wrong. It's like not what we thought.
We move 2 spaces beating, 1 space per leg, or may divide his turn into 2 different legs, such as a beam-reaching leg of 2 spaces followed by a broad-reaching leg of 3 spaces.
Yes.
Okay.
I think what we had said was right.
All right.
Is the takeaway. I'm going to take that away.
When the number 3 is rolled, each player may move all 3 legs in one direction, or 2 legs in one direction and 1 in another, or if desirable, change course from leg to leg. So you can do whatever you want.
Just move around.
The following example illustrates a round of 3 leg turns.
This is actually, it's not that bad, is it?
No. Puff cards. A puff is a sudden momentary local wind created by a downdraft of vertically unstable air.
Vertically unstable.
I'm not so good on my feet.
Recently dislocated her knee.
Just kind of yeeted. It may affect one boat and not another.
Okay.
In this game, a lift from a puff is simulated by the use of a card good for a 1 space extension of a leg. Each player has 2 puff cards, which he puts face down in front of him. It's a secret.
Can't tell where my puffs are now, can ya? Where's my puffs?
I don't know. He may play a puff card during any turn by turning it face up.
Puff!
But he may play only 1 per turn. After a puff card has been used, it is placed aside and may not be used again.
No more puffs.
Only when broad reaching or running may a player
Obviously.
use a spinning card to gain 1 more space per leg.
Swirls branded. Sorry about people.
He does so by turning a spinning card face up. Oh, this has to be face down too.
Dang. There's no way to know or remember what's left because there's like 3 whole cards to keep track of.
Pretty difficult.
Woo!
He does so by turning his spinning card face up before moving and announcing that he is flying a spinnaker.
I'm flying a spinnaker!
When unable to run or broad reach to advantage for a full turn, he must begin his turn by taking down his spinnaker, i.e. turning the spinnaker card face down and giving up 1 leg. I hate when that happens.
Amputation ensues.
Take down a spinnaker in a 1-leg turn is in effect to lose a turn. So you can't do anything but play your card. Blanketing. When a boat occupies the space directly to windward of another boat, it blankets. The other boat takes the winds out of its sails. The blanketed player loses a turn.
Oof.
There's an advanced game version of this?
Oh, heck no. No.
Order of finish. The player who crosses the finish line wins first. Other players vie for a second and third place. Players finishing the round.
It skips ahead to the advanced game. There's a thing, I'm so sorry, there's a thing called the attitude of yachts. And it is important in the advanced game to tilt the yachts according to sailing maneuvers and wind changes. The tilt of the boat indicates on which side the sail is positioned. This information is sometimes necessary for clarifying the right of way or determining whether a jibe is taking place.
Okay, we're not doing that.
The attitude of yachts. Am I right?
Players finishing the same round and the same number of legs tie. If 2 or more players cross the finish line in the same round but not the same legs, the one who crosses the fewest legs wins. Obviously, whoever crosses first wins. Come on.
Yeah.
It's like I've never done a race before. Optional. The term regatta may refer to a single race or series of races. Players wishing to run a series of races in which points are awarded according to the order of finish must decide before the start of the game the number of races which will compromise the regatta. Nope. Comprise.
Don't compromise the regatta.
I'm just thinking compromise is that we're not doing that. We're doing one race, yeah?
Oh my god, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Each race points are awarded as shown. At the end of the series, players with the most
points are so dumb.
First place is 1,000, second place is 900.
They're so arbitrary. Or maybe it's like real yachting points.
All right. I'm guessing you have to go around all 3 of these to finish?
It doesn't really say. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Around the outside. Around these and come back.
I'm gonna keep this here. You go first.
Oh, good.
Because you rolled a 3.
This is how many legs
Yes.
in our turns, and we each have a turn per round. That's how it works. 1. Oh, goodness.
1 leg.
How glorious. So, I'm going to run.
Okay.
1, 2. Running is 2.
I am going to beam reach.
I think you can you only broad reach and run right now. I don't know why I have that in my head. I don't know why that was in my head because I was like, oh, broad reach and running in the first because you're going away. Don't know.
Okay. So I'm gonna beam reach.
2.
2 legs.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
I'm gonna run 1, 2, and broad reach.
One thing I will say, like we could play a lot of heavy Euros and like modern board games.
Right.
Man, it's such a like weird brain warp trying to get your head around old mechanics.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
not
just, like,
quite as clear.
Anything that we play right now, it's always like, all right, oh cool, that mechanic is like this game and that's like this.
You can relate a lot of it. The only thing I can think of this is like Battleship, but without the secret.
Yeah, it's kind of like Captain Sonar, a little bit, kind of.
Gosh, maybe that's why I'm struggling with that game. I cannot. So we can cross the line.
Now we go, yeah.
And we have to do it 3 times.
Can go this way. The first 2 turns we had to go that way because so it's like harder to go backwards, but we are trying to go backwards now.
Like
right?
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3.
Same. All right.
2. 1, 2.
Oh, right.
Now you're not directly in front of me.
No.
Okay.
I'm not taking the wind out of your sails.
Right. You would be taking my wind.
Yes.
Yes. You don't want to take my wind. A boob.
Oh, what am I? I keep thinking I have to roll.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wind change. Red is counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise. Do we go 1?
Yes.
Now it's your turn to roll.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We go Counterclockwise again.
Things are happening. Now it's your turn to roll.
2. I'm gonna go beating 1, beam reach 2.
I do 2. Yes. I'm going to beam reach. And then I'm gonna beat.
2. So we gotta go around.
Around this one.
Around that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I go 1, 2, 3, 1. What I need.
Now that I understand,
Yeah.
I don't
I
quite.
don't know what these are. Fun fact about Danielle is that generally with games that have kind of different paths to victory, there's always a mechanic that she doesn't end up doing. Whether by choice or by accidental omission.
Sometimes it's accidental, sometimes it's just on the other side of the board and I don't see it. So I don't do it. But generally, I pick something I don't like about the game and I just get rid of it.
Still wins. Still manages to destroy people.
I'm going to...
Seems like a very generous
2
dial in this direction.
Yeah, it could be bad.
Yeah, if this was like early days. Oh yeah, see I want to go that way. I spoke too soon. 1, 1, 2. This is neat.
It is really cool.
It's so different. This is going to be really interesting playing through vintage games. I see now that it's really going to, I mean, some are just very easy, like roll and move or whatever.
I think this one has the potential to be better if they used less words.
Or if it was about space. I'm sorry, boat people.
Space is a better theme.
I think what it was, there was something maybe so glamorized about, this would have been a very elitist sort of sport.
Yeah.
So kind of like, I guess space travel for us is for the rich. But it's just kind of, I don't know, it's embracing kind of like a fancy culture or something that, you know, there's people, I guess it would appeal to people that are in the boating community, but also people that aren't. It like gives them like a little taste of it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I guess I do enjoy when games are thematic and like Terraforming Mars was my favorite game, and on the cards there's like little facts at the bottom that actually like tell you interesting things. So I guess I can appreciate all of this. I just wish it wasn't so heavy-handed right at the beginning.
It's not from our time. And I realized like this is kind of an aha moment of what we're in for going through these vintage games. Is kind of, it's either like the theme, like the Partridge Family racing to the bus and some jerk is just gonna take off. That's not very thematic to the family.
No.
You know, but then there's like so immersed, pardon the pun, that it's just like, whew, here we are. But then you get it up on its legs, it's like, oh, that's kind of fun. Again, pardon the pun, I'm just full of puns. Get it up on its legs. Oh, we're just going counterclockwise all the time.
We're getting ready to run. That's
We
what's
are.
happening here.
It's super cool. I just said super cool about it. You need to go back in time and be like, hang in there, Susan. You can do it.
And just like that,
The direction has been undone.
there you are.
Okay. 1. I wish I could broad reach, but I'd hit that thing. Buoy? Is it a buoy?
It is a buoy.
It is buoy. Look at me. I'm becoming a boat person.
Going to a beam reach.
Ooh, going back. 2 legs. What are you going to do on this super shiny board?
I'm going to beat.
Beat, beat. Beat, beat.
I'm gonna read what to do with these cards. Puff cards, a sudden momentary local wind created by a downdraft of vertically unstable air. It can affect one boat and not another. In this game, a lift from a puff is stimulated by the use of a card. Good for a space extension. So you can go one more. It may play a puff card during any turn by turning it face up, but he may not. But he may play only one per turn.
And like puff somebody else. Loop back around. If I puffed you, you'd have to keep going further off course.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm wondering if it's
that's
like an extension in that regard, maybe?
And a spinnaker, only when broad reaching or running,
Okay.
you can use it. Gain 1 more space per leg.
Okay, cool.
It's like puffing, but more, because you can use it twice.
And it's only broad reaching or running?
Yes.
Okay. Three. Oh, good thing, because wow.
Well.
1, 2, 3. A spinnaker to go blip. No, you can't. It's only broad reach and running for spinnaker. Look at us learning things about boating. I bet you any money we could just go out on a boat after this and be like, I got this.
I'm going to beam reach. And then I'm going to beam reach. And then I'm going to beam reach.
Right. I'm gonna beam reach. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Oh, right. I want to roll
Yeah.
every time. No, I didn't do mine.
Oh,
I didn't have any legs.
No legs. I took legs out from under you.
You didn't take the winds out of my sails. But alas, you took my legs.
It's very scary. 1?
Yeah.
I rolled a 1, yeah. Broad reach. 1, 2, 3. Spinnaker. I can do it 1 more space. That's interesting because if there be more legs, let there be more legs.
I'm gonna run. 1,
See you
2.
tomorrow, Danielle.
Bye.
I can't believe she didn't finish the game. Rude.
And then I'm gonna broad reach. Oh,
Making a beeline.
I'm gonna. Yeah?
Yeah. So you get 1 more little bloop.
Yeah.
This is kind of neat.
This is pretty cool. Oh, that's
Loop
your
it.
wind too. No more running.
No more running. Ooh, we're back to running.
I want to run.
1, 2, 3. Broad reach. Spinnaker. Oh,
There's only one. Remember when we were like so hard to remember?
I
these
know.
cards?
Now we're like, give me that spinnaker. And yeah, now we know how to use them.
1,
Can't keep track when we're too excited.
2, 3. And then I'm gonna run.
You did it. Danielle won.
I won the
We
race.
figured the game out and you won.
I get 1,000 points. You get 900.
It means a lot.
Now I kind of understand why you would do more than 1 race.
I get it. We're not gonna.
No.
Well, final thoughts.
I think it's cool that they leaned so hard into a theme.
What's that? They lean so hard?
But I do think that maybe all of the rules would turn people away if we weren't doing this for this purpose.
Oh, Lord,
I
right?
might have just been like,
If
no.
we went down and like, are like, oh, this, haven't played this, had it for years. Let's give it a go. And I think this is going to be cool because we're kind of like pushing ourselves to go back in time and read instructions that were not written for us. They're written for men, firstly.
Right?
We are being so sneaky.
Bunch of skippers. I guess my but I won't do that is
Puffing.
puff.
I didn't.
No puffing.
No puffing.
I just don't really understand the benefit. I guess you could puff somebody else, which we didn't really do, which I probably would do, but for this game, no puffing.
No need to puff.
No.
Not this game.
But
This
I think...
round? It is a round. We played, nope.
Nope.
No. It was a game. There's games and rounds.
And turns.
Turns.
And legs.
And legs.
Yep. Lots of different things for a very simple game. I think people would be more apt to play if there wasn't so many things.
And it would be interesting to get somebody's take on it who actually has
Oh,
been into sailing. Like,
that would be...
and the advanced
Yeah.
rules. Like the whole turning of the boat and everything. That'd be kind of...
They might actually understand better
Mm-hmm.
because they'd be like, well, of course I'm beating for only 1. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's something that happens in a sailboat. Is that why they say take a beat?
Maybe everything is a nautical reference and we just didn't know it.
The more you know.
Thank you for joining us.
See you next time.
And watching us struggle through this.
It's been a time.
Thank you.